afternoon. My name is Paul Abernathy, and I'm the director of Focus Pittsburgh, which is part of a national project of the Orthodox Church to minister to the poor among us by providing food, occupation, clothing, understanding, and shelter. We also see it as our mission to question the policies that have fostered the economic isolation of individuals and families trapped in declining communities. We've secured support today from the highest levels of government to work with us on housing policy that can create more regional balance. And we've secured support from both federal and state policy makers that we will look at allocating infrastructure dollars in ways that support core communities and help maintain their economic diversity. Because economic diversity is not only vital to creating sustainable communities, it is the best strategy for improving student achievement. Montgomery County, Maryland, for instance, has had a long-standing policy of requiring developers to set aside housing for low-income families who win spots through a lottery. As recent study shows, low-income students who lived in low-poverty neighborhoods attending low-poverty schools greatly outperform students of similar demographics living in high-poverty neighborhoods attending high-poverty schools. While housing and infrastructure policies can contribute to maintaining stable, diverse communities, the third leg of the stool is school funding. Now, Pennsylvania adopted an approach to school funding a couple of years ago that began to recognize this critical link between stabilizing schools and stabilizing communities. It was adopted with broad bipartisan support. And we know that many of you and your fellow legislators supported it. But we are very alarmed. We, as American citizens, we as registered voters, we as participants in our political system are very alarmed to see that this is absent from Governor Corbett's education priorities. And furthermore, we are deeply disappointed that he couldn't send someone to this meeting. This is unacceptable, especially since many of us drove from across the state through inclement weather, overcoming our own obstacles to transportation to get here. Now, we agree with the premise behind some of his policies, that children, by virtue of their zip code, shouldn't be trapped in failing schools. But people don't buy homes and invest in communities because there is a good voucher program. They do it because it's a good zip code. As we've illustrated today, we can do more to accomplish good zip codes through housing policy, to create more balanced communities, through infrastructure, funding that drives reinvestment in our older towns, and through a school funding formula that reduces disparity among communities in terms of tax effort and school quality. Brothers and sisters, we must address these issues together because we do not have the luxury of segregating issues that are at their core interrelated. Thank you.
All of you who have come to our event and participating with us